All right, so I'm Connor,
I'm Shahari Chowdhury.
and we're with Webytor. So we have our office downstairs. First off, self-plug, come downstairs at any time, talk with us. We're more than willing. We always have our door open. So we're going to start out with kind of telling our story. We met in college, and we've been working together with our various businesses for the past couple years. And so we started off with Webytor, which was an entrant in the Big Ideas last year. And that was just a website builder, so kind of like Wix or Squarespace. You can go on there and make your own domain and kind of make your own website, really nice template-based kind of thing. And then we very quickly after going into that, we kind of realized that there's a lot of interest in custom IT work, software design, kind of stuff like that. So we started to invest more into that, and that's kind of where we focus a lot of our work now. Is we still have Webytor.com, but we do a lot more custom-based services that at a very affordable price because that's what we noticed is everywhere IT is so fixed and it's so expensive, and so we kind of wanted to enter the market at a more acceptable price point for especially small businesses, because if you've got such a fixed budget, a huge IT cost that you now nowadays need is becoming something that we want to help you save money, be able to afford to spend money somewhere else in your business, and that could jumpstart you into getting where you want to be quicker. So currently we're a Greater Mankato Growth Engaged member, and we have our office downstairs in the Hubbard building. We have multiple ongoing projects that we've been doing for a few months now, for most of them, as well as we're expanding into other communities like New Ulm. We have a few contracts in New Ulm as well. And so that's kind of where we're at currently. We're just trying to keep growing and get more contracts and get more small businesses and medium-sized companies especially to look at us as a provider in the community for IT services. And so where we kind of want to be is we want to expand into basically southern Minnesota especially. There's just so many cities and towns that just are deserts for IT, and so they either have to save up a ton or pool resources or something to be able to afford these IT services because there's nowhere else in town, so they have to go to the big guys and they aren't being focused on, and there's just a lot of needs. So that's where we kind of want to expand into southern Minnesota especially, and eventually get into Minneapolis as well potentially. We want to be fully self-sufficient. Right now we kind of have our own multiple endeavors, but we want Webytor to especially be on its own, survivable and promoting itself without needing any further investment and stuff to keep going. We want to, along with that, hire more developers. We have a team of about 15 back-end, front-end, and design developers at our disposal that we use on various projects. So we want to hire more domestic project managers as well to handle more clientele. We kind of have Shahar and I doing a lot of the project management, tackling, kind of splitting the workload, but we want to hire more domestic project managers to handle more clients. And we kind of want to expand more into app development, so we'll talk a little bit more further about that. But there's a lot of need for apps nowadays, and so we kind of want to expand more into that, as well as kind of simplistic animation and SEO services are definitely a lot more in need for companies, kind of able to explain what they're doing with simple animations and things like that. They can throw that on the website and yada yada, as well as SEO services, very huge with how everybody who has at least a landing page, you want to get that seen online. So having that search engine optimization is definitely very important.
So currently we are offering WordPress websites and Webytor.com custom building websites too, and we make custom CRM, the client relationship management system, and also we are good with making bookkeeping system, project management tools. We also do hosting services, and we work with custom software and applications too.
So we kind of want to, we're very transparent. We kind of want to talk about what we're struggling at, and then we'll go into kind of how you guys can help potentially. So it's just Shahar and I, so we definitely, only 40 hours in a day basically for us, so we definitely want to admit that our marketing and outreach is what we're not too proficient in, so we want to get more experienced in that, as well as we want to potentially get help with that. So marketing and sales and outreach and networking kind of go hand in hand. We definitely have been doing a lot more presence in the community with obviously Million Cups, as well as the Greater Mankato Growth, but we're always looking at just getting our name out there and expanding our outreach that way. A lot of our sales that we've had so far in our business so far has been business to business, personal relationships, and referral basis. So we kind of want to get more of a kind of not necessarily cold call, but having that outreach to be present in the community and be something that people will think of when they're thinking of what IT is and what their IT needs are. We're one of the people that they think of right away, and we're one of the companies. Along with that, with what we want to invest more into, that means that there obviously needs to be financial investment most of the time. So that means that our financial resources, we definitely are lacking in that to invest in expanding our services further. So that's something that we also admit as a weakness. So when we're talking about what the community can do to help, word of mouth marketing has been very effective for us. Anyone who we've worked with has gotten us at least another client through them being very happy with our services, and that they've valued that so much that they've wanted to help through either just word of mouth or direct helping us get a new client. So that's been really great for us. So we know that that's a strength. As well as community involvement in new projects. So what we've been thinking about for app development and different SEO, especially apps though, is that we're kind of we're very nimble as a small business. You can be. So we're looking at potentially for a lot of small businesses. For an app, apps are it's a big cost typically for an app, and so what we're looking at is potentially meeting with different industries and a bunch of small businesses within those industries that all have the same need that an app or a software could help them with. None of them could afford it on their own though. And so we're definitely wanting to potentially work with multiple businesses, pool their resources, and then by being able to have that amount of cost tackled by multiple sources, then we can then create that program and then divvy it up to everyone, and then they all own that program, and they were all able to afford it by throwing in their own portion of whatever the investment would be. So that's kind of where we're looking at working with us on creating packages and programs that could benefit multiple businesses, because there are still IT costs are still very fixed in things like apps that are very expensive. So we want to provide those services. We just know that it's very difficult for one company to afford an app potentially. So we're kind of looking at things like that for ways that businesses and community members could help us. And then within our goals, promoting our brand and our expertise would be great. Obviously, it's easier if you've worked with us or know us more, so I'm not telling you to just say that we're the best without knowing us, so definitely get to know us and stop by our office anytime. And when you need IT services, think of us, and definitely if you want to get to know us more so that you can trust that brand, throwing that brand out there, we're more than willing to sit down and talk with you. So before we go to our questions, we wanted to kind of just show our two websites. So this is Webytor.us, which is our overarching Webytor. So we just kind of wanted to show our landing page, as well as I will go to our clients in a second. Just kind of wanted to show this is something that we made for ourselves. This is something that very easy on our Webytor.com templates. Very similar to this. We made this a little bit nicer for ourselves, obviously, but the templates are very similar in function and applications and plugins. So we wanted to just show a few of our clients as well that we worked with within the community. And then Webytor.com here. So this is where you could go on here and use it yourself and make a website yourself. You can subdomain it, so you can have that website for free if you wanted to, just through our subdomain. Or if you have your own domain, obviously, then you can create a website and then have that domain there. And then just going on to our templates, for instance, the Financial Pro demo. So this is where obviously you can edit your own content. We have a content management system in the back end, so you can edit that content picture-wise and text-wise whenever you want. So that's what's nice is it's very easy to use, so that's kind of where all this stuff you can put in your own pictures, all the animations stay, all that kind of stuff stays. Very easy to use and nice, but we just kind of want to show that too, so you guys kind of know what to expect there. But now we just want to kind of open it up to questions and feedback.
I have a question. When you oh, do I need the mic?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay. Oh, did you go ahead, Jen?
We'll
You got the mic.
get you.
What does it cost to use the Webytor platform?
So for Webytor.com, we have 150 hosting package, so you don't have to host through us, but you can, and that's for the whole year. And then when it comes to If you want to use it yourself, then actually that's, yeah.
I'll answer the question.
Yeah.
So if you want to make the website on your own, you can do it. So that's going to cost you $150 for the hosting. But other than that, if you want us to do the designing part for under Webytor.com platform, it's going to cost around $500 to $600, and then on top of that, that's $150. So it's going to be around $750 or something like that.
If you build it yourself, you built it yourself.
And you did say it's WordPress based?
No, it's
No.
it's our own platform. So WordPress is their own platform. We made our own platform from scratch.
IT services is a really broad term.
Mhm.
When you say that, are you meaning that you're going to do managed services, you're going to do cybersecurity, you're going to do hardware, software? What exactly are you?
We are mainly with the
meaning?
software. So basically we yeah, I know what you're saying, but the thing is we are mainly with the software. So we provide management services too. And it depends, if it is a website thing, we also manage websites. But if it's some kind of custom software, we make that too for your organization or something. So yeah, we deal with those things.
We definitely don't focus on hardware. Hardware is not our game. It's much more
At this
software
moment.
based. But yeah, a lot of custom software is what we've been doing a lot more of. As we showed on this slide, it's a lot more of these are the different things that we've made so far custom-wise. So bookkeeping software, project management tools, and things like that. But kind of within custom software, the world's your oyster. If you've got something that you can't find out there or that you want made and that you own after we made it for you and you don't have to lease it or anything, that's especially what we, that's our bread and butter.
I would avoid the word IT services then because it is too broad. And I think that there is an opportunity to help companies, not just with custom software, but there are a lot of companies who buy a very complex software and then they really don't know how to use it.
Right.
So adding modules, adding capabilities to
Right.
current software might be an opportunity for you guys too.
Okay, thank you.
With the successes of a platform such as WordPress, what inspired you guys to circumvent that by making your own platform?
There are always a certain restriction in WordPress. You have to be in that framework all the time. So most of our clients have they want to make something on their own. So we thought to make Webytor.com where we have the ability to do some of the custom thing on our own. So that's basically the main motive for it.
The short version, how would you compare Webytor with kind of on the
WordPress.
heels of that conversation, Weebly, Webytor, WordPress, basic differences?
So we started in 2015 for the Webytor.com platform development. So it took us around 2 years with the funding that we have to make the whole platform. So there is a continuous development going on for the .com because there are some plugins that we're still making for depending on the business features and all those things. So I would say we are at the initial stage, but WordPress is a very vast field, so they have all the plugins, all the things that they need for their clients. So as we are new, we are also we are going through that right now. So it's going to take a while for us to say we can compete with WordPress.
So I'm sorry, Chris here again. Is it just a follow up to that? Why would someone use your platform over WordPress or Wix?
So in WordPress, you need to know some kind of coding to do on your own. But on our platform, it's just some kind of Squarespace or Wix that you can do drop and drag. But on our one, it has all the features and everything that you need. You just need to go to the backend, which is a content management. You just have to upload the pictures, change your content, and it's very simple to use it.
Can you show us the backend?
What's that again?
Can you show us the backend?
I'll do that.
I have to log in.
John Spot.
While you're pulling that up, I'll ask a question too. Where do you guys host your websites?
So we are working with the HostGator at this moment, for the server, but we are planning to go to Amazon AWS from next year because that's a costly thing. So once we have a pretty number of clients, we can afford that.
And then I was curious about who your guys' target market is. If we want to send you a client, who's your ideal client?
So basically with Webytor.com, that's where you can either do that yourself. So if somebody is really just, I don't know which one to use or something like that, obviously, cool, plug us. But then also we can do design with our templates as well and add to that, since we have our developers have built the platform itself as well, then we can kind of add to that and change that. So for any budget under like $1,000, but they don't want to do it themselves, that's where we can do that. But anything above that, where typically it would be maybe even close to $7 or $8 grand or something, and they want a few custom like software things in the back end, maybe an online ordering system for a restaurant or something like that. We've seen quotes of like $7 or $8 grand, and we're currently doing one for $3 grand. So that's where it's a more affordable price point for doing the same comparable services, same quality. And so that's the main thing, is if they're really fixed on budget, that's where we started, and that's where we want to stay, with a very big chunk of our expertise is on small business focused. And that's a huge thing for us, is that we can empathize, we can understand, and we don't want to get away from that, because we know that that's where a huge need is, and it's much more on the long-term focus than burning out a customer with making a huge fixed price right away kind of thing.
Any more questions? Then I'm going to walk through this.
I think you said physically right now your office is in this building.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you talked about your expansion.
Mm-hmm.
So are you looking to make the hub of your company still stay in Mankato, or what are your plans there?
My plan is to right now, as we are in, we have office over here, but my plan is to move out to Miami too, because we have one more partner over there. He's working with us from there remotely. So we want to expand to Miami too. Any more questions, or I will just walk you through the process. So once you sign up for the Webytor.com account, you will see this dashboard, and then if you want to create a website, you just have to click create a new, then select the business category that we have for now, and then there are some of the templates. So I'll just choose this one. After that, there are some of the packages. I'll go with the free one. Let's say so this is going to be a subdomain, let's say millioncap.webitorbees.com. So once we click search, it's going to show that it's available. I'll say go next, and then it's going to take 5 to 10 seconds for the website to process.
Around 5 to 10 seconds.
Something is so it's going to send you the credentials to your email address, and so now we can see the website that it's there, millioncap.webitorbees.com, and you have the website over here. It's live, and then from the backend you can also click View Admin, which is the backend, basically the content management system, CMS. This is the backend. So over here you can, let's say, you can change anything you wanted. So let's go with the slider. I want to change the slider picture. I can turn it up, turn it in, and then if you want to upload, you just have to click over here, change image. I don't know if Connor has. Do you have any image?
Not really, no.
So once you change anything over here, it shows over here. So it's pretty easy. It's just like Facebook. You can upload pictures and do it.
Wow, sure is.
Did you guys have any more questions, or got one on the back?
One more thing I want to add. It's also mobile optimized, so it's responsive too. So with any devices, it becomes automatically responsive. You don't have to do any kind of extra work for that or pay extra thing.
First, I want to suggest that I think I saw one of your marketing pieces on your website that says you can build a website in 5 minutes.
Right.
I would suggest that might be misleading. I suppose you can,
Okay.
set up, but just from experience, that seems maybe a little unrealistic as a promise to make. But my question is this system proprietary? Is it, I mean, is this a custom web development system that you guys built?
Yeah, we built
Yeah,
from
we
the
built
ground up.
on our own. So we have a team of developers, front end, back end, and all those resources. So we built on our own. It was my idea to start. Then we hired all those developers, and then it took 2 years for us to do it. Like it's from scratch, everything from scratch.
Okay, so my next question is, you know, that being the case, you're a startup, relatively new, you know, working to become self-sustaining, but not quite there yet. So if I hire you, or a company hires you to build a website using this proprietary system, how can you instill confidence in them that you're still going to be here 9 months from now or a year from now? Or what happens to their site at that point?
Right. So I mean, there's two different things that I think also we're figuring out as well from this feedback. So Webytor.com we use for websites, and we use that platform to build websites with, but we also, with the custom websites, we're building those from code up. So we're not using this platform for the custom websites. We're doing that code up, completely yours afterwards kind of thing. So depending on which one, you know, that would be number one, is clarifying that you don't have to have us use that. We can build it from the code up and make that very customized 100% to what your needs are as a business. But especially what's nice about us is that we are, I mean, you can't, I guess as a small business, you can't necessarily 100% always guarantee that you're going to be alive in the future. But what we can basically say for ourselves is that since we've started, it's only been up, and there's been very little dip in interest and business. And so that's where, for us, we really, there's no exits. In my opinion, if you have an exit strategy, then you're not 100% in it. So we don't even have one, and that's like what our plan is that really we don't see this failing if we do it right, and we're very conservative and responsible in our growth. So that is a very legitimate question as a small business, but we only see it up.
I want to put an example over here. So we recently did help a food park, and as like Dane wanted to have like more custom things over here, so we did this custom website from the scratch, and we didn't use Webytor.com because that's a different platform. So anything related with very much custom thing, we use our own custom developers. They're gonna use it. So
hey guys, if it's custom,
right.
use
So
standard
we use
SQL
PHP.
databases.
We use PHP framework, and obviously that database and SQL.
So one thing you could, in response to the kind of question he has, is you could say a future programmer who knows how to do PHP, who understands standard SQL, is going to be able to understand this code.
Obviously.
If it's well commented, it's well written,
Right.
even if you guys aren't around,
Right.
the person who has their website should be able to get it supported.
Yeah,
So that might be one way to respond to that question.
Right, we follow the standards. So
Talk about standards and the fact that you've documented your code well, so
Right.
that if another programmer needs to look at it, they're going to be able to work with it.
yeah, for every code we do the commenting thing. So we follow the standards that the developers have to follow for any IT industry. So yeah.
What would be, so like my brother-in-law's a graphic designer, he's the one that did my website. What would he be able to go to this website and create any website for another client or something like that? And
Yeah.
you're offering that for free?
So
Is that
yeah,
what you're
if you
offering?
subdomain it, that means that you're not paying for hosting yourself. And so if you basically want to do that in the future, then that means you have to pay at that point. But you can host it through us, subdomain it, we host that, and that's for free. And we've had multiple marketing agencies use that platform, upmark to their heart's content for a client, and then they just use it just like they would upmark after using a Wix or Squarespace kind of thing.
So for the free website thing, it's gonna have millioncap.webitor, which is our brand name. So it's gonna have that. If you are fine having the subdomain that way, it's up to you. But it's gonna be free for a year, and then it's gonna turn off. But if you wanna have it professionally, you're gonna pay $150 for a yearly service. So that's
So free for a year? then
For a year,
150?
right.
Okay.
Any last questions?
Is that price point, when you were talking about coding a website all the way from the beginning, is that still $750? Or was that in reference to
$750 is the basic one. Like let's say there are some kind of high-end plugins that, let's say, some kind of booking system or something like appointment or something. So those plugins are gonna cost extra. But other than that, just like this one that I just made right now, it's just gonna be simple and $750 if I have to like change some of the designing inside it. So that's what it is.
The one that you just made right now was through Webytor, it's not, as you said.
say, just a second.
Yeah, so you're talking about custom website, what's that cost like?
You had mentioned the price point earlier, so I was just trying to delineate with that.
Right, so our custom websites, our current price for custom IT for that is $45 an hour. Yeah.
Okay, our last question is always, how can we as a community help you?
So as we were saying before, plug us as much as you would like to, but we definitely, we don't want you to just plug us because you saw us here. We definitely want to get to know you as well, and so that we can be mutually beneficial. We can plug you and you can plug us, kind of thing. And so we definitely want to value everyone who's talking about us, and that we can talk about them as well. So that's really big with the word of marketing and any other kind of thing. But if you, within your industry and your other business professionals that you work with or are in similar businesses, if you guys are talking with each other and have similar needs, IT-wise, for custom software especially, it's something that people immediately think that, oh, it's just going to be too expensive, so never mind. But that's where we really want to make ourselves known that we can do that for you guys. We can provide, if we can pool our resources for certain softwares and programs, that's what we think that there's a lot of needs in different industries that we could do, that small businesses could pool and we could work together. We want to be, a kind of community business, and we want to really root ourselves in that. So yeah.
Okay, let's give
Thank
them a round of applause.